Very interesting game today offensively. Ben Roethlisberger afterwards said, you know, we really didn't do all that much, but they did put up 31 points. The other 7 on the Minkah pick 6. Rich Walsh has talked to you about that offense, and, you know, a lot of people were clamoring for the Steelers to make a play for Le'Veon Bell after he was released from the New York Jets. The Steelers really were not interested. They stick to their guns on this running game, and James Conner delivered another 100-yard effort today. This run game seems to be good enough to get the job done. Are you convinced that they made the right move by not going after Le'Veon Bell like so many in this viewing audience thought?
Well, this is a tough question to answer. I think they did the right move by not going after him because I think it might, you know, quote, upset the apple cart with what's going on right now. But I still think Le'Veon Bell might be the best running back of the group, and he would come in and maybe take over for James Conner. I think it's worth the chance. To do it. You know, you cut a guy like Jalen Samuels and you add Le'Veon Bell, you're that much better. Plus, there's that comfort level with Ben Roethlisberger. He's a much better runner than James Conner.
But he left on bad terms.
I understand that, but I think a lot of people in that, from what I understand, a lot of the players still like him. And I think that's important.
Great.
Well,
he also, you know, they talk about James Conner getting... Talk about James Conner getting hurt. I mean, Le'Veon Bell gets hurt quite a bit as well. And it's a moot point at this point because he's on a football team. That being said, no, I wouldn't bring him in. What did he win when he was here? You know, I mean, I just think you're regressing if you go back to Le'Veon Bell. I think it's more of a risk than it's worth. And look, I understand the Jets' offensive line stinks, but he made himself no yards on his own in his whole Jets career. He manufactured no yards of his own.
But do you honestly think, Colin, that he makes the Chiefs a worse team? I mean, the fact that it was Kansas City that signed him and not some, you know, ragamuffin bum team, you know, that has no chance of making the playoffs, what does that tell you that the Super Bowl champs with maybe the best offensive mind in the entire NFL were willing to take a chance on him?
Not how you just phrased your question. I wouldn't make the Chiefs a worse team on offense. Look at all the weaponry around them and what he has.
No, but I'm saying what's the point then? If they're all set, why would they bring a cancerous player in to their locker room? That's all I'm asking. If he's such a distraction. And
he is very dynamic. He certainly is. They can take a flyer on a guy like that and go ahead and him turn up to be 0, and I don't think they lose any ground. I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers can do the same thing. I don't.
I just don't think. I like what I saw from Conner today. I know it's 300-yard games, but I'm always going to feel with him like the other shoe is going to drop. And he honestly needs to make it through a full season before I say otherwise. I want to root for him. I want to believe in him, but I've got to see it to believe it with him. Today was very good, but I'm still always expecting that there's going to be a run that he doesn't get up from, unfortunately.
Are you sure you just moved to Pittsburgh like 7 years ago? You can't ever live in the now. You're like an incredible Pittsburgh person where it's
Richie,
never
do you agree with me on that? Richie, do you agree with me on that with Conner? I always think he's going to get injured.
Look,
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
I'm going to be completely – I'm right on the same page with you, Pony, on this one. I think Benny Snell's the better running back.
No, he's not.
Outside his fumble issues, I'd like to see more Benny Snell. I really would. And I actually – Colin, I think Le'Veon Bell's the best running back out of him and all 4 Steelers running backs.
They weren't going to do it, though.
No, they wouldn't do it because they're going to screw up the locker room.
All right, let's ask.
James Conner might get hurt, but sitting around and, like, waiting on it is you've got to live week to week. Yeah, he might get hurt.
Everyone might get hurt.
Shows, correct.
I mean, Le'Veon got hurt a lot.
You're a downer, Andrew.
All right,
you're such a downer.
Rich, I want to ask you this. Even though Mike Tomlin did the correct thing, and I give him a lot of credit as a coach for this, I always have, that he doesn't let stuff bother him, at least publicly he doesn't. Like when Tennessee messed up their schedule, he just said, hey, we're just going to play what we play. Same way, Myles Garrett was not a topic of conversation, at least here it wasn't for them. How much, though, do you think Myles Garrett and what happened last year was at the back of their minds in this game?
Oh, I definitely think it was. I mean, I was standing right next to Marquise Pouncey, interviewing him, asking him a bunch of questions as soon as it happened in the locker room. And they were upset. I mean, you remember the interview? And now this week it's a different tone. Did they get over it? I don't think so, but they were just saying the right things. And I think Tomlin's really good at having his players say the right things and do the right things most of the time. And you saw nothing but
It reminded me of the way the Patriots would have gone into a game like this. They were all business. and I give them credit for it. They weren't saying stupid things like, let's win one for the Gipper, let's win one for Miles. They just had the blinders on, and they were focused, and they kicked butt today. And I thought that was something we've seen Tomlin teams, especially like with the Vontaze Burfict games, where they would ride the emotional roller coaster, and they didn't today.
Well,
they had a singular focus, and they followed through with it, to their credit.
May I flip this for a moment? I think that pregame today was an absolute display of cowardice by Myles Garrett in what he did. By walking up to Mike Tomlin, who's one of the preeminent black men in the league. He is the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise, and he's a very powerful man in this league. And for Myles Garrett to walk up to him and shake his hand, Mike Tomlin was going to shake his hand and be graceful every single day of the week. If Myles Garrett was not a coward, he would have walked up to Mason Rudolph and attempted to shake his hand.
I agree.
It was all optics by Myles Garrett. It was making sure the camera saw him do that. And if he was truly contrite, he would have gone up to Mason Rudolph and not Mike Tomlin.
All right, on that note, we got to go to a break. When we come back, however, we're going to talk about the next opponent. It is going to be the heavyweight matchup so far in the AFC. It's the Steelers traveling to Tennessee. Unless COVID strikes again, we're going to talk about that matchup, 5-0 versus 5-0. That's next, right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.